Good afternoon, everybody. If I could have your attention, we'll start and then we'll obviously start lunch. I'll give you a few updates, and then we have some people here today. Laura Black-Silver from Tri-Valley, Debbie Dowd-Foley from Elder Services of Worcester, and Nicole Kanis? Kanis? From the Central Mass Agency on Aging. Just to give you a few updates with the police department, it's hard to believe, but we started this Speakers Bureau 2 years ago this month. 2 years have gone by since we started this program, and I want to thank you for coming, those that are new and those that have been here for the past 2 years, for this opportunity to meet with you, to advise you on what's going on in the police department, so we all stay connected. I think it's extremely important. I also want to thank Uxbridge Community Cable TV. The man behind the camera, Barry Giles, he runs his unit, his crew. They do a fantastic job. Those that can't be with us are able to see these presentations at home. And let's face it, it's a wide range of age groups, so other people that are working and other people that are in school, maybe they can pick up a few things here or there, because communication is so important. And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about social media and different things, and obviously stay connected with our page. My administrative assistant, Jean, who's trying to help me put up a post today about some things that we're working on for communication. We had a meeting yesterday with a bunch of different coalitions from Uxbridge, Franklin, District Attorney's Office, Tri-Valley was there, the school superintendent, town manager, Chief Kessler, myself, Spectrum House, talking about things that are facing our community: opiate addiction, alcoholism, domestic violence, things that affect all wide ranges and ages in our community. And we're going to be setting up a public forum soon, hopefully within the next few weeks before Christmas. Hopefully you'll be able to attend that, but if not, again, Uxbridge Community Cable Television will rebroadcast, tape it, and rebroadcast it. Because there are a lot of issues that we're facing with narcotics and alcoholism, like I said before. Just to remind you that we have a prescription drop-off receptacle in the lobby of the Uxbridge Police Department. Please take advantage of it. We want to make sure we properly dispose of any medication that's expired, make sure they don't get into the wrong hands, etc. Someone asked, how's the police dog doing? So Officer Stockwell today is finishing his 8th week. So he's over the halfway point. He's got 5 full weeks left. The canine, as you know, is a probationary employee. He told me last week that they're still washing out canines in the program. It's a very, very difficult and rigorous program. He's working through the weekends to make sure his canine stays up to snuff. So he's doing very well, and hopefully in a couple of months I'll be able to bring him here and he'll be able to speak with Officer Stockwell and meet his partner as long as he makes it through this probationary period. So any issues, any concerns, please forward them to my attention. If some programs that you'd like to see, let me know, or you can send Jean Daly an email as well, and we'll definitely provide that. So looking forward to starting the next year of these programs and staying connected with you. And again, I thank you for having me each first Friday of every month. And I can turn the mic over to, yes.
You want to thank the Uxbridge Women's Club for their donation?
Oh yes, thank you very much. It was actually in the paper yesterday. And I think I did mention this before. My assistant and I attended a function, I believe it was the 65th anniversary of the Uxbridge Women's Club. And they made a very generous, well, I don't know if you know this, but the chair I sit at, the desk that I use every day, I mean, that was a donation by the Women's Club. They provided all the furniture for the police station a dozen years ago. So this isn't anything new to them. They're a very generous group. And I had an issue. They asked me what they could do to help, and they bought a mobile data terminal for one of our cruisers. So almost all of our cars now have that capability. As you know, we're short-staffed, so that technology helps us more efficient, take some of the workload off the dispatchers, because there's only one of them on the desk dispatching for police, fire, and EMS. They're very busy. So we're very thankful to the Uxbridge Women's Club. Just an absolutely
Past president.
awesome. I got to tell you.
Years ago.
And it's a if you ever get a chance, stop by the station. I'd love to show it to you. It's just cutting edge technology. And it was, I think their donation was close to $4,000. So very, very, on behalf of the police department, thank you very much. And again, thank you all. And I will turn it over to Marcia, and then we can eat.
Can I just ask you a question?
Sure.
I know Upton has it, but I don't know if this area is going to do it. But a lot of people buy online, and they buy from yard sales, and they buy from Craigslist. And Upton has a place in front of the police station where people can meet. Do you think you'll ever do something in this area?
That was brought to my attention, and Representative Kevin Curls, you can thank him, he's purchasing us the sign
Oh, good.
to do that. And it is being done now, but Kevin Curls, our state rep, is purchasing the sign, and then we'll promote it on social media and the regular media itself. But yeah, that's in the works, I'm just waiting for him to deliver it. He actually saw it and called me and offered. Like I said, budgets are tight, so we are very appreciative to all his efforts. And I think I shared this before, but he also put into this current budget cycle $25,000 to assist us with the upgrade of our radio system. So, and this was on the heels of we didn't get awarded a grant for about approximately $100,000, and he was upset by it. And him and our state senator worked really hard to get us that funding. So I'm very appreciative to our state reps. In fact, and just to let you know, he was also at that meeting yesterday, that opiate meeting. You know, we were talking about coalitions. Our state rep was there as well, and he's very active. So I'm very appreciative for his efforts.
I'm hard of hearing. I didn't hear the question that she asked.
There's a sign that the Upton Police have. They put on their Facebook page. Basically says it's like a little site, a little area of their parking lot that if you're buying things online and you want to meet someone in a safe place, you can go to the police station.
Oh.
So basically, Kevin Curls, our state rep, and some other people saw it and they approached me, and I think it's a fantastic idea, but you know, we just don't have the money in the budget to do the nice things, like the little things. You know, we're basically, it's need-based, you know, so he's purchasing that for us. Yeah, we're very thankful.
Well, could you charge a fee?
No, I don't want to charge
No, well,
any
I
fees.
meant, you know,
I
that's
mean,
kind of.
I'm still dealing with the lights being turned off. You know, these people are mad at me. You know what I mean? So, no fees, if I can help it, no fees.
I
We'll,
stay home at night now.
yeah, we'll do that. Any other questions before I turn it over? Yes.
This is about people that are buying things on
On the
eBay
internet.
or one of those things?
Well, if they're buying things on the internet and they're meeting up, it's a safe meeting place. If you're shipping things, that's different, but if you're meeting someone and people are nervous because they're strangers and they want to make sure it's on the up and up, it's just a public place that they can meet that's monitored, that's all. So instead of having someone come to your house or, you know, if you can't ship it or an issue like that, it's just a safe place to meet, that's all. We good?
We're good?
I don't mind yapping.
Well, I just want to welcome everybody here today, and we are still waiting for a second load of seniors to come on the van. We have a big crowd today, the chief, and this topic has drawn a lot of interest. So while we're filling in some time, and we've been talking about time and how fast time goes by, it's hard to believe that 2 years have gone by since the chief has been coming here. Isn't it fantastic? We've learned a lot over these last 2 years. But I'd like to just note that Phyllis and Stan celebrated their 65th wedding anniversary recently. And I'm so delighted to have them with us here today. As many of you know, I grew up in Uxbridge, and Phyllis was my first Brownie leader. So I have she's very dear to my heart. And do you remember us, Phyllis, coming to your house?
Oh, yeah.
And Jane and I came, and your daughter,
I
and
had a big group.
I know you did. And
I enjoyed that though.
but Phyllis, you've been so civic-minded over the years. Part of the, you worked in the town clerk's office for years. Volunteered, excuse me. Well, you know, if it wasn't for our volunteers, that's right. Well, our unpaid staff. I think of our volunteers as our unpaid staff. So how many years, Phyllis?
On the election division, I worked 51 years.
51 years.
My first one was when Eisenhower was running for president.
Wow, Phyllis, congratulations. And then later on the town common committee?
Yeah, I worked on that.
And-
we did that all for nothing. We got all donations. It didn't cost the town 1 penny.
I know, good hard work, thank you. And then as the chairperson for the Women's Club, did I hear you say?
Oh, yeah, well, I was president when they got all that furniture up there for the police station.
Thank you. So thank you for all that you've done for our community, and happy anniversary to you.
Thank you,
Yes,
Marcia.
oh, you're welcome, you're welcome. So Lynn, I guess we'll get started, and we'll serve those that are unable to come up, and we'll take care of the second load when they come, okay? All right, we'll just take a moment to give thanks for one another and for this day, and for those that are not here with us, let's keep that in our thoughts.
So welcome again, everybody, on this beautiful fall day. Can you believe this weather? I mean, they're saying maybe 70 today. It's unbelievable. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Laura again, Deb, and Nicole, and they're going to talk to you about social media and technology. And again, thank you all for coming, and I look forward to again dining with you next month.
Thank you all for having us today. As the chief said, we're going to talk a little bit about social media and technology and how you can use it to stay connected. So we want to start first by getting a better sense of our audience. How many people here use a computer in their house? Okay, a good number of you. How many people for a computer use a laptop in their house? How many people use a notebook or an iPad or something like that? Okay, iPads. And how many people have a smartphone? Okay, so quite a bit of the group here today is knowledgeable in the computer and laptop, and that gives us some idea of where to begin. So we're going to turn this over to Nicole, and she's going to talk a little bit about some sites that you might be very familiar with.
First, I just want to touch on some safety aspects of when we're going online. So if you have a smartphone or a tablet, or if you're using a laptop out in public, and I know even here at the Senior Center you can connect to Wi-Fi, so we always just tell people to be careful when you're accessing public Wi-Fi, no matter where you are. So if you're at McDonald's getting a coffee and you go on your phone and you check your bank account, it's really not a good idea to be doing such personal things on an open public Wi-Fi network. So sometimes when we talk about these things, just be aware of your surroundings and where you're accessing everything. Also, some apps and some websites ask for a lot of information about you. Don't give a lot of information if you don't have to. When we were looking at some care coordination sites for caregivers, they asked to put in an individual social security number. We weren't comfortable with that because you don't know all websites claim to be secure, but how safe is it, and how could someone access that social security number or that identifying information about a person? So just be aware of what you're putting into different websites, what information you're providing. A lot of apps are free. If you're using a free app, they are getting something from you. There's advertising, they're getting your information, so just also be aware of that. Also, when you're going online to get information, look at where you're getting that information from. So .orgs, .edus, and .govs are sites that are usually pretty good. They have accurate information. They're nonprofit groups, they're research groups, they're educational institutions, or they're government websites. The .com websites are usually some sort of for-profit entity, so they're a commercial entity. So if you're looking about some certain disease, and you're learning all about this certain drug, and you go down, look at who's financing that website. It could very easily be that pharmaceutical company that's funded this website to tell you to go ask your doctor for it. So just be aware. I always tell people, if you're going on a website, especially for health information, look at the About Us and try to find out who's writing that content. See if you can actually locate a physical location for this entity and if you can actually contact them. That's going to give you a little bit more of an idea that it's a little bit more legit. And always be aware that when you're Googling things, the first thing that comes up is an ad, so they paid to be there. So keep that in mind too. There's a lot of things about safety, just to always keep in mind whenever we're doing anything online. So I don't know if anyone had anything else to add before I go on. So I'm gonna end up over here now, if I can reach.
Wait a minute.
I can kind of read. So first I thought today that we'd start off, how many people use social media? Like Facebook? A couple people are on Facebook. So those of you who aren't on Facebook, I'll kind of give you a little bit of an idea of what it is. It's a site where you can go on and connect with people. So I know a lot of people go on to connect with family members, maybe it's old friends, old neighbors, but you can also use Facebook to connect with your community. So I know today the chief was talking a lot about their Facebook page. So we thought we'd go on and look at their Facebook page, and the Senior Center has a Facebook page. So just to give you an idea, so I logged in, and let's go to the Uxbridge Senior Center. And here it is. So how many have been on the Senior Center's Facebook page? A couple of people. It is great. So if you want to start a Facebook account, all you need is your email and a password. So it's pretty easy. And again, keep in mind how much information you want to share on Facebook. That's one of those pages. If you're going away on vacation, maybe don't put it out on Facebook so everyone can see it. Maybe you're not sharing all of your information with the public, and there are different privacy settings. So when you're looking into these different social media websites, look into those privacy settings and see how much you can restrict when you're really putting information on here. But there is great information to get once you do create an account and log in. So you create your own page where you kind of personalize it to what you would like, and you can friend people. So it might be your children, grandchildren, your friends. But then you can also so there's this little button here, different pages that will give you information and updates. And it shows up when you log in. So if you liked the Uxbridge Senior Center page, you could get all sorts of great information. So if you just look, here are some of the posts that they did, and just different information. So here's an example that they shared some information on Alzheimer's Awareness Month. So I think it's a really great place. I'm sure they post lots of great information here for you guys to access what's going on here at the center. So if you want to check out the police, there they are. So here's their Facebook page, and they share a lot of great information. If I can scroll down for you. No? So there's a little Throwback Thursday, which is what people do. They share an old photo or something like that. But if we go down, so this is about the Uxbridge Senior Center, and then just different posts. I'm pretty sure you guys probably do safety updates of what's going on in town. Just a great way to stay connected. You can also use Facebook to access support. So how many people in this room are caring for someone else? That they're a caregiver, a spouse, or a friend, or a neighbor? No one? Okay. But you can maybe tell your friends that if they are caring for someone, they're looking for support, you can go onto Facebook and connect with different groups of people all over the country, all over the world that are dealing with the same issues that you're dealing with. So it's a great spot to go find different people and maybe connect and communicate, maybe not face-to-face, but online. Anything else on Facebook from anyone else? Yeah. So has anyone been on Pinterest?
On what?
Oh,
On Pinterest.
It's one of my favorite sites because you can get lost for hours. So Pinterest is another social media website where, again, you just create a username and a password. So you just put in your email. And what this site is that you can pull information from all over the internet and pin it. So if you think of like the bulletin board in the back, we kind of pin all of our information up so we can see it. Pinterest is that idea, but online. So if you see something you really like, you can pin it to a board. So a lot of people use it for craft ideas, recipes, but you can also use it to get information. So for example, here I have Elder Services of Worcester has a Pinterest account. So you can see here, through their different boards, which are these different kind of sections they have up here. So for example, family caregiver, inspiration, LGBT aging, independent safety. So in that category will be different pieces online that connect to that specific topic. So if we go into safety, for example, we'll just kind of see what they've put up. So here you go, getting yourself back into a wheelchair after falling on the floor. So you can simply click there and it will bring you to this particular video that has that information. You can also, there's all how to prevent identity theft. And then you'd click there and it'd bring you right to the site that has that particular information on it. So it goes right to that article. So it's a great place if you're looking around online and you're going, I want to save this and really get into it later, or I think this is great and I want to make sure I have everything in one place. This is where Pinterest comes in handy. So people organize it different ways. You kind of log in and see what different people that you might know are doing. Again, Pinterest, just like other social media websites, you can be as public or private as you'd like to be. But I know I use it for recipes a lot. And when I said that you can kind of go down a rabbit hole, because when you get in, you just start looking at one thing that leads you to another, and there's some really great crafting and recipe ideas on there if anyone's interested. Yeah, and has anyone ever used Skype or FaceTime?
How many people have Skyped? Or use
Once.
FaceTime to talk to someone who might not be here that you
Yeah.
want to see as well as talk to?
So it's a video kind of chat feature. So if you had a family member in California, you would be able to see their face and talk to them that way.
Got some Florida crowd over
Florida.
here.
So when you're,
Okay.
if anyone's in Florida. So we thought we would just demo Skype for you real quick. And FaceTime is the same idea, but it's if you have any Apple products. So I know some people said they had iPads, or if you have an iPhone. So Debbie is in the back of the room in the pink sweater, and she has her iPad, and we're gonna actually show you how to do Skype. So Skype is something you can just go to skype.com and you can download it. It's free, but we were talking this morning, and I just wanna make one point. Skype is free for video calling. They do have a paid kind of subscription service, or they call it credits that you could buy to make phone calls. So if you want just the free video part, you don't need to pay anything for it. And you just download it to your computer, again, create a username and a password, and just let your friends and family members know what that is. So what you'll do is here's Skype.
Now, some people might have done this with grandchildren. Has anybody had grandchildren that have done
Talked
that?
to somebody in Romania.
In
So they talk to someone in Romania just using Skype, which is fantastic.
Granddaughter in Romania.
So that's what a lot of people are using Skype for. So here I have Debbie, and I'm just gonna call her. So all I have to do to call or video chat with anyone is I go to my contacts, and I hit this little video call button. So I call, and it's connecting to her. And hopefully she answers my call.
Oh,
And there she is in the back of the room.
You can see her up here, waving.
So this is all you have to do, and you are able to connect with people no matter where they are. So I know Lourie has a few stories to share on how Skype is really beneficial for families and has really helped out. I don't know if you have a microphone, so.
So one of the ways my family used, we actually used FaceTime because we were using our iPhones, is when my mother was in the hospital this summer, and her goal in life was that she wanted to live long enough to see her first great-grandchild. Well, her first great-grandchild was born when she was in the hospital, and so between my son in his condo and us in the hospital, we were able to actually show her her first great-grandchild. And they were able to talk to her as well as physically show her her first great-grandchild. So it was really a wonderful way for her to be connected for that. Yesterday when I was doing another group that we work with, a woman shared that when she got married, her husband was from Ireland. And when they got married here, they weren't able to bring his family over. So they set it up and they Skyped the wedding. So people in Ireland all gathered in one person's house, and they were able to watch the wedding, and they were able then to talk to the couple who got married from a distance. So it wasn't as good as coming, but you know what? It was the next best thing. So those abilities to be able to be connected with other people can make our world a little bit smaller, even though we're talking about Romania in Florida and Ireland. And it can be helpful if it's not something that you normally do. You might have someone in your family that can do it with you or set it up. I know a lot of people use it as a way to connect with grandchildren as well as children who live in different parts of the country.
And it doesn't just have to be people that maybe are really far away. I know that I've used FaceTime with my niece and nephew because you know how little ones grow up really fast. And they live about 2 hours away, so I might not be able to get up there for a few months. So sometimes it's fun on a Wednesday night to FaceTime so I can kind of video chat with them. And also 2-year-olds don't really want to have a phone conversation. They'd rather just kind of look at me on the phone and wave. So it doesn't have to be across the world. It can be someone that maybe lives down the street but you haven't been able to see in a while and you just kind of want to FaceTime and see their face. So FaceTime, like I was saying, Apple products, it's really simple. You just kind of hit the video button on FaceTime for any of your contacts that also have Apple products. And Skype, you just have to download to whatever device. So you can download it to your computer. Most laptops come with a webcam. If you have a desktop, you might just want to see if it has it or if you need to buy a little piece. You can download an app onto tablets or smartphones to use it as well. So it's a really great way to connect. And I think lastly, we just wanted to show you a little bit about YouTube. How many people have been on YouTube? Yeah.
So this is a big YouTube crowd.
Yeah, so YouTube is great for a whole host of things. So some of the things you can do on YouTube is find informational and educational videos. So like we were just looking at the Pinterest page on Elder Services of Worcester. They had how to get yourself back into your wheelchair if you fall. There are other informational videos that might be on Alzheimer's or any host of things. Medicare sometimes put videos up to explain open enrollment. So you can go there. You can also go for entertainment. There's lots of fun little videos on there. You can look up music, any song you want to listen to. And we found one YouTube video that we wanted to share with you because we thought it was really entertaining and funny. And hopefully my speakers work. We will find out.
Oh, no.
Before dinner is served,
of Home Instead, and friend and former neighbor of Lourie and Paul Hogan, I am so honored to be chosen to offer the invocation this evening. So, let us pray. God our Father, you know all that Home Instead believes in and strives for, and we ask your blessing on the Home Instead family, the management, the staff, the caregivers, and the clients. We are grateful for the way that everyone here tonight contributes to the success of the mission of Home Instead. And we ask you to continue to bless them and this food, which we are about to receive. Amen. Sorry, God. As long as I have the microphone. There are a few things I forgot to mention. First of all, just to introduce myself a little. Over the years, I've noticed that the two things most people want to know about you are the two things they're far too polite to ask. So let's get that out of the way. I'm 72 years old. And I weigh 145 pounds. As you know, we seniors are sometimes not very likable, let alone lovable. So, Lord, could you please continue to keep the people of Home Instead patient and aware of why we are the way we are. And Lord, please remind them that the thing about old age is that you don't get a chance to practice. This is the first time I've ever been old. And it just sort of crept up on me. There were signs. Random hair growth, that's special. Particularly that first time you go to brush a hair off your lapel and discover it's attached to your chin. You turn your left turn signal on in the morning and leave it on all day. Non-life-threatening skin growths large enough to name after deceased pets and relatives begin to appear. And neck tissue seems to develop a life of its own. Last November, I was afraid to leave the house Thanksgiving week. Aren't you quick? You do strange things as you age, like driving up to a curbside mailbox and ordering a cheeseburger and fries. And Lord, I know you're aware that one Sunday at church I put my Dillard's bill in the collection basket by mistake. And last Easter, after services at St. Cecilia's Cathedral here in Omaha, my husband stopped to talk to a friend, and I went on out and got in the car to go home. Gentleman sitting behind the wheel said, "Oh, are you going home with me?" And I said, "Oh, Archbishop, I'm so sorry." I won't even mention driving into the wrong end of the car wash. People get so excited when you do that. I don't know why the lady in the other car was screaming like that. I was just as surprised to see her as she was to see me. I also won't mention discovering that you're wearing mismatched earrings and going home to change them and ending up wearing the other mismatched pair. And you know, Lord, that it's hard for old people to exercise. I did try to jog once, but it makes the wine just jump right out of your glass. Well, Lord, you understand seniors and their care, and so does Home Instead. And I have used before a poem I found in a local retirement home newsletter that I have always thought spoke volumes about Home Instead. Blessed are they who understand my faltering step and shaking hand. Blessed are they who know my ears today must strain to catch the things they say. Blessed are they who seem to know that my eyes are dim and my wits are slow. Blessed are they who looked away when I spilled the coffee at table today. Blessed are they with a cheery smile who take the time to chat for a while. Blessed are they who know the ways to bring back memories of yesterdays. Blessed are they who make it known I'm loved, respected, and not alone. Just like you, to us, it's personal. That's Home Instead, Lord. Bless them all, and at the end of the evening, please help me find my car in the parking lot. Amen.
So that's just, it came from a Home Instead, which is a private home care agency, but we just thought her message was pretty funny, so we'd like to share that. But just an example of some of the fun you can find on YouTube. And that was just a really quick overview of a few social media sites, and I don't know if Debbie and Lourie kind of want to.
So we did an abbreviated version. We've been going around to different parts of the areas that we cover, professionals as well as caregivers, and folks like yourself. And I think one of the things that we did leave out, just for the sake of time, was having to do with apps, they're called, that you can get on an iPad or your smartphone to get to things that can help make your life easier, especially as a caregiver. So Lourie and I both work with the Family Caregiver Support Program, and Nicole helps us with some of the programs that we do. So I just wanted to share a story that in my family, my brother is the primary caregiver for my father, who suffers from Alzheimer's. And he has been really progressing with the disease. So he needs a lot of round-the-clock care. He goes to a day program, and my sister is there during the couple of days when he is not in the program. But what we felt was my brother needed the support in the evening hours. To come home to my father takes a lot of energy after working all day. So we all take turns, and luckily I come from a large family, so we can cover that. And so we use an app that we can go to sign up, and so my brother will send it out every Sunday, the calendar for the week. And this is a very simple one, but there are so many varieties of apps that you can use to keep track of either medication, keep track of doctor's appointments, so that anyone who's caring for someone, it makes their life easier to have accessibility right at their fingertips and know, oh, mom's got a doctor's appointment tomorrow, or my spouse has to see the neurologist next week, whatever, so that you can really access that quickly. But for us, it's worked out well because we all know who signed up for Monday or Tuesday or whatever, and the last one to sign up gets the least, maybe a Friday, that they have to go take my father out. You can take him out. We take him out for supper, or we go make a meal. But it really is to give my brother a break so he's not doing all the caregiving. So that's just one example of what we use in our family. But we have found doing this presentation, I had a nurse tell me the other day, after we'd given it, she brought this example that we had talked about, Care Zone, to one of the patients that she's working with, and she said the family was just delighted to have it. So we want you to know that there's a lot at your fingertips if you have access to the computer, but if not, you may not know that we produce something that Laurie's going to talk about for the old-fashioned way. So I'll hand it over to her.
No. So, how many people have seen the Caregiver Guide here at the Senior Center or somewhere out in your community? This is a book that the Caregiver team produces. It is our print version of the book, which has all kinds of information and resources. It is also available online, and that's where we're doing the updating of it. So if you went on the website for Central Mass Agency on Aging, or Tri-Valley, or Elder Services of Worcester, that's where we'll be doing the updating of the Caregiver Guide. You can pick up one here at the Senior Center. It's a good thing to keep at home. And as we start adding more information about different technology and apps that can be useful for caregivers, you're going to be able to find that on the website as well. I know one of the apps that I use all the time as a caregiver, it has to do with keeping track of medications. And sometimes there might be someone in your family that wants to know what you're taking for medications and keeping track of them. And there are a lot of great apps for doing that as well, such as Care Zone or Mango Health or many others. So what we want you to know is that if someone has questions, if you have someone in your family that wants to know more about these things, please have them give me a call at Tri-Valley, or Nicole a call at Central Mass, or Debbie a call at Elder Services, and we would be glad to help them navigate those apps that might be useful to them. But for yourselves, how many people here have taken advantage of the computer classes at the Uxbridge Senior Center? Okay, a couple of people. So Marcia wanted me to mention that they do have computer classes here at the Uxbridge Senior Center, and that they are on Mondays from 3 to 4, that there are students that come from Nipmuc to come out and help people work on the computers here. And I'm sure they would be able to talk with you a little bit about the things we talked about today in terms of Facebook or Pinterest or YouTube, or if there's some apps that might be helpful for people in your family to use. So thank you so much for letting us come today. I hope this information is useful to you or useful to someone in your family. And I'm glad to hear that there's someone in Romania that's getting firsthand knowledge. It's wonderful, and it's a wonderful way to stay connected. So thank you very much.